We've got 9 games on Monday. Let's preview them. Let's look at streaming options, who's in, who's out, and let's listen to Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and just going to give a quick shout out to the original donut shop, Donut King. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and you can find me on Blue Sky at joshloyd.bsky.social, on Twitter at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA and save $20 off your first purchase. Check out LockedOnDaily.com as well for your team's newsletter. Your favorite team. All the information you need is in there. Also, double bang. Operation 90K in effect. Annexation of Canada. Let's get it to 90K. We'll try 85 first, but maybe we'll get 90K this season. We'll see over on YouTube, and that's where you double bang. I'm going to try and get this show done in under 30 minutes because I've got a hard out here, so I've got to push through a little bit quick on this one. We'll see how we go. Let's talk about what's happening on Monday. 9 games on. A few teams coming in with the back-to-back in a relatively busy week that is a Thanksgiving week with one day fewer of games. The first game up is the Toronto Raptors traveling to take on the Detroit Pistons. This is a back-to-back for Toronto. Both teams have 4 games this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Toronto, with 3 games the week after. And Detroit goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Quickly's going to be out. Bruce Brown's going to be out. Kelly Olynyk is going to be out. But Brown's return is coming pretty soon. In fact, there's a small chance that Brown might play on Monday. I don't think he will, but there is a small chance. Bruno Fernando is questionable. I've got him questionable here. He's questionable actually for the game on Sunday as well, so we'll see how he goes. Bobby Clintman's going to be out, and I just don't know about Cade Cunningham. I'm very doubtful, hence I put the D on him, giggity. I don't think that he's going to play. With that hip problem, they haven't given us anything really specific on that. The other thing to watch with the Pistons is going to be Asar Thompson, who was available last game and didn't play. And I've had some skepticism about Asar, not as a player, but as about what his minutes upside is on this team, coming back from the blood clot thing, and then also the shooting issue, when they've got Beasley and Fontecchio and Hardaway and Harris, and if they're going to play Duran, which they probably shouldn't, and if Stewart's not going to take threes, how does Asar play enough? And we saw 0 minutes last game. I think he's going to get more than 0 minutes, but that was a fear. On the Pistons side of things, what am I watching for? It's Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, because they have been unequivocally better with Stewart on the court. How much does John Blair Bickerstaff want to win? That's what we need to see. Is it 20 minutes of Stewart? Is it 25 minutes of Stewart? What do we do with Duran? Duran is moving very quickly towards a drop. And if you're in a points league, he probably is. In a category league, I would hold, but I am considering Stewart as an option. He is a stream option here already, Isaiah Stewart. And then on the Raptors side of things, Ochai Agbaji is not a super exciting option, but he is starting, or he seems to be still starting. Him and Davion Mitchell have a little bit of stream appeal. You could also look at the wiki. Chris Boucher as another stream option in Toronto. The second game of the day, we're going to the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets. Schedule-wise, both teams with 4. Orlando goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, whereas Charlotte goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then they both play 4 in week 7 as well. Banchero is out, and for I think the 4th consecutive game, Wendell Carter is listed as questionable, so I'm not going to have faith that he's ready to play. The other surprising thing is that they did not list Jalen Suggs on the injury report at all, which is absolute insanity. He left the last game after 6 minutes with hamstring tightness. Bro, I hope that this is not another in the litany of examples of NBA teams screwing up a hamstring injury and Suggs goes out and pings it again. I hope that it's nothing. But that feels very risky. So there you go. Grant Williams is out for the season with the torn ACL. We know that. No Mark Williams, no BDNR, Nick Richards. I'm expecting that Miles Bridges is out as well. Daquan Jeffries will be out. And then Trey Mann's missed the last few games with back injuries, been on and off. I'll put him as questionable here. So for the Magic, we want to see Mr. Black because Anthony Black has obviously been very up and down. I would think that they'd be marginally cautious on Jalen Suggs' minutes. So maybe a little bit more for Black. I don't mind adding Black and at least holding to see if this soreness thing with the hamstring was actually just whatever it was, or if there's any risk of an injury. We hope there's not, but like I'm okay with holding Black through this. And then for the Hornets, Moussa Diabate, his name is going to come up a lot. It came up a lot on the waiver wire show earlier today. And while Richards and Bridges and Mark Williams are out, he's going to have to play a lot. There's going to be a lot more Tijan Salan there as well. And Diabate, while he might not score any points, like literally might not score any points, there's enough that he does that in this short-term spot in particular, like there is some value there. And 4 games this week, 4 games next week for Charlotte. We're streaming still Goga Badadze. Even if Wendell Carter comes back, I don't think Carter moves immediately into the starting lineup. He could. I don't think he will. So I think Goga still has some stream value. Mo Wagner and Anthony Black are there as well. And then Moussa Diabate is the Hornets guy. I think that one is also relatively clear. The next game we look at is the Pelicans and the Pacers. Injuries, of course, all over the shop here with both of these teams. Both teams play 4 games this week, 4 games week 7, and both of them play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday this week. Zion is out. I did list DeJounte Murray is out, but he's actually been upgraded to doubtful, so it means he's not going to play, but it does mean that on Wednesday we probably get DeJounte back. Herb Jones and Jose Alvarado remain out, while CJ McCollum is officially questionable. And I also believe that Yves Missi has been listed officially as questionable as well. I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, Yves Missi is officially questionable there as well. While Ben Shepherd, whose training is oblique and left a game, we said, okay, that's going to be multiple weeks. And the next game they listed him questionable, and that's garbage. What is this? And then he missed. And then the next game they listed him questionable, and then he was out. And I go, that's ridiculous. And then he's out again. And guess what? Now he's out multiple weeks. Oh, wow. Who could have possibly seen that coming apart from everybody? Why these teams do this for Ben Shepherd, nonetheless, is insane. So Shepherd's out multiple weeks, along with Nembhard, along with Neesmith. So you're going to get way more Mathurin still. But it's a boost for Jarris Walker, who's been very mid. It's Quentin Jackson in deeper leagues. Actually, it's Quentin Jackson in your old double diamond, platinum, titanium, onyx leagues. Quentin Jackson and TJ McConnell in basically all leagues. Jordan Hawkins is one I want to watch for the Pelicans because obviously they've been playing some random players. But if CJ plays, so what happens? Does CJ start and that means Peyton moves to the bench? They still start Javonte Green, or does Hawkins start, or does BJ start? Hawkins played only 22 minutes. I think there's no long-term value in Hawkins here, to be honest. But how are they going to use him? What are they going to do? Everyone is returning, apart from Zion, but everyone is returning. So any of these stream guys, these Alfreds and Javontes and Robinson Earls and even your BJ, it might be the climax of the BJ stream. We'll see. I am still considering Boston as an option here, just because I don't know how much CJ plays and DeJounte's still out, but he could be iffy. And then TJ McConnell is the one in Indiana. I'd look at him over Walker and over old mate Quentin Jackson. The next game is the Clippers and the Celtics. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. The Celtics game is currently going on as I'm recording this. The Clippers go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday into 3 games week 7, while the Celtics have Monday, Friday, Sunday. So a big gap in the middle of the week for Boston into 4 the week after. Kawhi's going to be out. We know that Norman Powell is out on Sunday. I don't think that he'll be available for Monday, but it's an NBA team, so idiocy around hamstrings is always going to be present, so maybe he plays. Porzingis is out for the Celtics. Now, Al Horford played on Sunday, so there's almost no chance he plays on Monday. I put him doubtful, but he's just not going to play. While Luke Cornett, who's had hamstring tightness for a few weeks now, you'll be shocked to know he was also out. Wow, what a surprise. Amazing, crazy. We'll see whether he's able to play, but their center rotation, and I talked about this the other day about Neemias Queta, saying that he's getting some minutes, but these are not very good players, and at any point, Sneaky Joe Mazzulla can just mix it up, and he did. He decided to go with Tillman instead. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. So, do we stream Tillman? Maybe, but we could also be without Cornett and Horford. So, it could be Tillman and Queta playing 24 apiece. Or, Cornett might come back and play 24, and Tillman plays 24, and Queta plays 0 minutes. I just don't know. It is very risky with those subpar players that Mazzulla can mix up and match whenever he wants. On the, I don't know, I put those in the wrong order there, but on the Clipper side of things, Chris Dunn and Kevin Porter are interesting, along with Amir Coffey, with the expected by me, absence of old mate Norman Powell. We've got more games to come back and talk about. But first of all, today's episode is brought to you by Skims. Skims Men's new line. You've heard of Skims. It's been around for a long time for women. I believe, what do they do? Like it's contour control or something, but that's not what it is here for the men. These are just undies, and they're bloody comfortable. I'm sure that's not their exact slogan on them, but that's okay, because that's all it is. These are pairs of underwear, different cuts, briefs, boxer briefs, boxers, loose, tight, cotton, stretch, 3 inches, 5 inches. I don't care if you've got a 3-inch or a 5-inch under your pants. Whatever it is, you want to get Skims in those different sizes. They fit whoever needs them. The different sizing, the different colors, the different materials, the different cuts. Skims is the most comfortable pair of underwear that you will wear, I'll tell you now. Because women will swear by this, and now it's available for us men as well. So get into it, have a look, try them out. I love my Skims. So go ahead and shop Skims men's at skims.com/LockedOnNBA and let them know that we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gifts for the whole family, Skims just launched their biggest holiday shop ever, which is also available at skims.com/LockedOnNBA. We'll go through onto the next game now. What is it? It is the Mavs and the Hawks, the Trae Young, Luka Doncic bowl. And for Hawks fans, at least they won't have to see Luka Doncic in this game. Dallas is on a back-to-back heading into it, and they play Monday, Wednesday, then the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. They go 3 games in week 7, whereas Atlanta is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday into 4 games in week 7. Doncic is going to be out. Dante Exum is going to be out. I listed Daniel Gafford as questionable. Now, Gafford was questionable for Sunday, but he is available for Sunday, so I guess that he plays, but you never know, so I'll put him as questionable here for Monday as well. In terms of streaming guys, or guys that I want to watch on the Hawks, it's DeAndre Hunter. I do not believe in DeAndre Hunter. I think you're well aware of that about me. He's an interesting scoring player at times, but he requires good minutes and a lot of shots to go in, and he does not do that enough. But maybe I change my mind. Maybe he moves into the starting lineup ahead of number 1 pick legend Zachary Ricochet. I don't know. He's streamable, I know that much, but not a guy that I'm considering a must roster. And then it's either Najee Marshall or Quentin Grimes as the big stream guys. Now, if PJ Washington's available, and I know that he is in some of you coffee-stained envelope leagues, PJ can be available, so you would go and stream him in absolutely. But otherwise, have a look at Najee, who can take minutes off Klay Thompson, and have a look at Quentin Grimes, who's been pretty good as well. And then Hunter is the Hawks streamer. Of course, if Bogdan Bogdanovic is available, he is the guy you go for. And no, you do not drop Dyson Daniels. No, you absolutely do not do that if anyone is even remotely considering that. The next game we take a look at is the Blazers going to take on the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis. Both teams play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. In week 6, Portland has 3 games week 7. Memphis has 4 games week 7. Matisse Thybulle's going to be out, and then we've got a lot of uncertainty around Portland. I don't know whether Scoot Henderson's going to be available. He's dealing with a back injury now after a car accident. And DeAndre Ayton, I'm going to put as questionable, but deep bone finger bruise, I don't know. Robert Williams sat the last game because it was the second game of a back-to-back, so I'll say that he's playing, but nothing official yet at this stage. And then maybe we get a chance to see what happens with the 3 centers. We haven't yet. In terms of the Grizzlies, GG's out. GG Jackson, that is. Greg Jackson II. Bishop Jackson Jr. Zach Edey is going to be out. Vince Williams is going to be out. But I would say there's a pretty decent chance that Demetrius Jamal Morant is available. Ja was doubtful last game, and that would suggest that he's going to be questionable this game and maybe available, while Marcus Smart has been out for like a week and a half with this illness. Apparently, he's just reconditioning to come back, so I think that he's probably on the probable side of questionable there, Smart. On the Blazers side of things, Donovan Clingan had a Reggie Evans last game. No points and double-digit rebounds and also grabbed some blocks? But what is he if Ayton plays? Is Ayton 23 minutes? Is Ayton 30 minutes? Is Clingan 12 minutes? Is he 18 minutes? What the hell does Rob Williams do? Oh, that is a key. It's one of probably the biggest focus of the entire day as to what the hell Portland does with the centers if the Snowman actually plays. And then for the Grizzlies, Brandon Clark has been playing well. He's been playing better than Jay Huff. He's probably been equivalent or even better than Santi Aldama. And he is seemingly the starting center while Edey is out, well, even when Edey returns. In terms of stream guys in Portland, Tamani Kamara is probably the guy, but if Scoot is there and Simons is there and Sharp is there, it is hard for Kamara to play a huge amount, or to play those 33 minutes and really boost up, but he is available in enough spots. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this. In terms of the streams that I put under the game, usually I was using a 45% advanced roster number on Basketball Monster. I've actually changed that up just so I can cover a little bit more leagues and provide more interesting players. I'm doing 40% Yahoo to be able to get those. So some of these guys won't be available in your league. Sorry for you double, diamond, platinum, onyx, titanium leagues. But I cut it to a 40% Yahoo mark there. So that's why Kamara and both Brandon Clark are options to stream in. The Knicks, the Nuggets in Denver, the old Danilo Gallinari Bowl. The Knicks play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and they play 3 games in week 7. The Nuggets are just a shorter week, Monday, Wednesday, Sunday, into 4 in week 7. Mitchie Robinson and Precious Achiuwa, the big sneeze, remain out. Achiuwa could be back at some point on this road trip, but we haven't heard word of that. Juice McBride is dealing with a knee injury, which they changed the designation of, which you hate to see, and that usually means it's something a little bit more serious. So there's no official designation yet on McBride, but I think that he will be doubtful here. Aaron Gordon's out, and we still don't have a full update on Vlatko Čančar, but I honestly think that his season is over. I want to watch Mikal Bridges, because let's be fair, they gave up a lot to get Mikal Bridges, and this is 2 years in a row that he has been, honestly, like for the expectations, putrid. Putrid. Doesn't take free throws anymore. His 3-point shooting is off. His defense is not even good anymore. What is wrong with this guy? No offense to Mikal, but like this is a ridiculous drop-off. A ridiculous drop-off. So, he actually lost minutes last game to Campaign. On the Nuggets side of things, it's speaking of dropping off, the headmaster, Jamal Murray. Too much IG Live and not enough basketball. I'm joking. You can do both of those things. He's just been bad. Last game, he did have a locker room trip, so we monitored to see what's bothering him there. But like we are rapidly losing some faith here in Jamal Murray. In terms of stream, guys, Campaign, I detailed it on the waiver wire show earlier today. He's been a top 100 player over the last week. And with McBride out, with me assuming that McBride is out, Payne's a stream. And then Peyton Watson's still 21% rostered on Yahoo. And yeah, like, again, if 55% of people are rostering Jared McCain, that means we've got some of those leagues active. That means 30% of leagues aren't paying attention to Peyton Watson. And they should be. Peyton Watson should be rostered. The next game, the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors. This one actually does have a spread available. The Warriors are 11.5-point favorites, despite the fact that the Nets are still playing on Sunday. Schedule-wise, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday for Brooklyn with 3 games in Week 7, and the Warriors are a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, so 3 games and then into 4 in Week 7. I will guess that Ben Simmons is out. He is playing on Sunday, so he'll sit on Monday. Day'Ron Sharpe and Bojan Bogdanovic, whose return might be coming soon, they're both out. Dorian Finney-Smith is out on Sunday. I think there's a chance he's available Monday, but I don't know, so I'll put him as questionable. While Dennis Schroeder, Zaire Williams and Trendon Watford are all labelled probable for Sunday. I'll just slap a probable tag on them here. I expect that they play, but I don't know. And then for the Warriors, last game, Johnny Kuminga missed due to illness. I don't know whether he's going to be available here or not. We've had a lot of these week-plus illnesses in the NBA lately. So I don't know if Kuminga's got that or not. I don't know what's happening with him. I'll put him as questionable at this stage. For the Warriors, Trayce Jackson-Davis, and this is where we really, really important, because I did get this question a few times, is Trayce Jackson-Davis, if he plays 23 minutes, is a 12-team league guy? Last game he played 23 minutes, so I got the question, is he a must-add? Like, no. And there are certain themes that I have each season on this show and for fantasy basketball. And one of the ones last season, which has moved into this season as well, is variance, right? Game-to-game variance, that's one of them. But one of the big ones I've done, and one of the ones in the past used to be the 240 game. This one, it's game logs. Look at a game log. Because Jackson Davis was great. And the game before he played like 18 minutes. And the game before he played 21. And the game before he was 17. So, like, there's no real pattern to suggest that TJD is a 23-minute a night player. So you could take the flyer on him and then he might play 16 minutes in the next game and have 6 and 4 with a steal. So is he a must-roster player? No. But if we get the idea that he is going to play these 22, 23 minutes, and if it's because Kuminga is out that boosts him, I don't know. But I don't think that he's a must-add at this point. It's been too much ups and downs for me to pay super attention to that. For the Nets, the streaming options are pretty limited. Maybe we go with Zaire Williams, especially if Dorian Finney-Smith is out. But otherwise, yeah, it gets a little bit more iffy. But with Ben Simmons not there, that does help. And then on the Warriors, now I put Lindy Waters as a really good stream for Saturday's games, and then it looked like it was going to be terrible. And then he had 11 points with 3 threes, and I think he had a steal, which is like not bad. Like I would say it's great. He's very, very much high variance with minutes and production, but his last 5 games have been 2, 2, 2, 0, and 3 triples, which again harkens back to draft season that you can find threes from the weirdest places, like the Hall Pass legend. And he is at least worth a stream there. Of course, you would stream a Pajemski or a Healed. Wiggins is must roster, by the way, if you find those guys on the waiver wire. The last game of the day before we get into chunky stuff and streams of the day, we're talking Thunder and the Kings. The Kings are on a back-to-back in this one. The Thunder are 4.5-point favorites. Both teams play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday in Week 6, whereas the Thunder go 3 in Week 7 and the Kings go 4 in Week 7. Chet's out, Pig Williams is out, and the Thunder haven't played since Wednesday, so we haven't got a real update here. But Alex Caruso left Wednesday's game early, and Isaiah Joe missed the 2 or 3 previous games. So I'll put them both as questionable there. Devin Carter will be out for Sacramento. Now, Malik Monk he was questionable for the game on Sunday. He's been downgraded to doubtful, so I don't think Monk is playing Sunday, but it is possible then that he plays on Monday. So I've got him as a questionable for Monday. On the Thunder, Isaiah Hartenstein played 29 minutes off the bench in his first game. So what do we want to watch? Is he going to start? Are they going to start small again? Does he go to 33 minutes? He is going to cook, and if he is on your waiver wire, please just drop everything. He is a clear must-add in every single format. It doesn't matter what your format is. This is a top 40 player. He's an absolute must. And I've had people tell me some wild availabilities. He's one of them. Trey Murphy's another one. These are absolute guaranteed must-roster players. Guaranteed. Don't care what your league is. Absolute must-roster. Stream guys, it's probably Lou Dort, but it could be a Joe, could be a Wiggins, could be a Wallace, could be a Caruso. There's a lot of nonsense there, but at least I feel more confident in the floor of Dort, even though he can be bad, very obviously. And then speaking of being bad, very obviously, fan of pants Kevin Huerter, who's had some good ones and some absolute stinkers because he is useless. But if Monk is there and Ellis is there, the variability increases. He can still have a good game because he's still going to start because Mike Brown, for some reason, thinks that this works. It doesn't. And you can consider streaming him in that scenario. We'll see. Continuing frustration, which I'm sure Kings fans feel a lot more than I do. We're going to come back, look at streams of the day in a sec, but today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Get ready to tackle all the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win that first $5 bet. The FanDuel Sportsbook app has everything that you could possibly need to place your live bets on the NFL. The bets, the odds. Well, that's obviously the basics that you need. And then you come in and you look at the live stats. Bang, they're updating. They're ticking over. The live play-by-play. Oh, yeah, it's all there. You can see the trends. You can analyze it, and you can get ready to place those live bets. And if you win your first $5 bet, doesn't even have to be a live bet. Just win your first $5 bet. You get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. So go to FanDuel.com right now, sign up, and never waste a hunch, and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. Today's episode is also brought to you by the Game Time app, and more specifically, Game Time Picks, which is the newest feature from the legends over at Game Time to help you find the tickets to the events that you want to see, saving you time and money. Game Time Picks cuts out the fluff. It removes the garbage. In fact, it Jack Armstrongs it. It gets it out of there. It shows you the good deals for the tickets to the events that you want to see for your favorite local sports team. Whatever it is, events, comedy, theater, sports, musicals, blah, 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 whatever it is, it's all going to be there. Tie that in with the all-in pricing you can toggle on in the app, which shows you your full cost straight up front, the event protection, the job loss protection, the lowest price guarantee. It is all there over at Game Time. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Download the app, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Okay. We have looked at the daily, what's on my radar. Now let's have a look at schedule stuff. Now there's no back-to-back Monday, Tuesday because we head into NBA Cup action on Tuesday, so no back-to-backs. But let's get chunky with it, remembering that Thursday has no game. So I'm going to look at 6-day period, but I'm also going to ignore Wednesday because 14 games are on. All of these players on this list play 3 games between Monday and Saturday, and it doesn't include Wednesday. So there's a little bit of value in streaming some of these guys in just to get bulk games in. We start in Charlotte with Moussa Diabate, which we've talked about ad nauseum, with the value that he could possibly bring as a 0.12 rebound, 2 steal player, maybe 1 steal, 2 blocks, whatever it is. There's some value there. Isaiah Stewart's actually playing really well. I don't feel super great about it, but there's 3 games there. So I would say in at least one of those 3 games, he will play equal minutes to Jalen Duren. DeAndre Hunter, do I like him? No. Do I think he's a good player? No. But 3 games, 27 minutes a night, 3 games in 5 game days, not including Wednesday. Like it. I like it. Cody Martin's there. Malik Beasley is there, who is outplaying Tim Hardaway very clearly. And Joshy Green, who, again, with the absence of Grant Williams and the centers, Josh Green might just have to do more because Josh Green's obviously not a super good scorer or shooter. So, it's not a guarantee, but, getting some of those Hornets guys in, like Diabate, like Martin, like Josh Green, just because of absences and schedule, It makes a little bit of sense. Let's, as Obi knocks the microphone, let's take a look at just the streams of the day for Monday. Remembering again, we're trying to find the right cutoffs to be appropriate for your league, but I can't know everything about who's available in what spot, and we use 65% for 10s and 45 for 12s and 20 for 14s and 10 for 16s in our advanced roster metric. That's how we do it, and again, there'll be different guys available in different leagues. So for your 10-team stream of the day, just Moussa Diabate, I think he's worth grabbing in all sort of formats, at least in that short term, because of the opportunities that should be afforded to him with everybody out. For 12-teamers, I'm going to go with Najee Marshall. For 14 teams, I think Cameron Payne, but that is working under the assumption that Juice McBride is out. Jarris Walker for 16-teamers, he's not doing a huge amount, but there's a lot of players out, and you get 23 to 24 minutes there, and that should be enough. And then for Yahoo and ESPN points, Peyton Watson's just not rostered anywhere, and he should be. He should be rostered in all leagues, honestly, like all category and points leagues, and he's not. So, look, that's a stream, but it's one that you stream and then you hold on to. Let's get a little bit more granular now. Let's look at some 10-team options. These guys are at least 65% rostered or below. So it's Diabate. There's Najee Marshall there. We've got Chris Dunn there as well with the likely absence of Norman Powell. Now, Dunn's not going to be a scorer, but 9 points, 2 threes, maybe 1 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block is definitely possible. Cameron Payne's been putting up very good numbers, so we do like that. TJ McConnell's probably just a must-add with the absence of Ben Shepherd. And then, again, I hate it, but Kevin Huerter's got the opportunity. And he's wildly inconsistent. He might have 20 points on 2 shots, and he might have 0 points on 12 shots. We know this when we go into those sort of decisions. If you look at some 12-team guys, and some of these guys I think are still going to be useful even in 10s, like a Quentin Grimes is there, Jarris Walker, sort of. Kaysen Wallace, Cody Martin, Mr. Black, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Now, you might be confused. Why did I have Jarris Walker as a 16-team league stream of the day? It's because he's rostered in like 5% of leagues. So, yeah, like in 12s, you can still use him, but he's going to be available for everybody, realistically. So, yeah, he is there. You got Jarris Walker, Kaysen Wallace, Cody Martin, Anthony Black, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who fits under the 12-team marker there. Onto the deeper leagues, so anyone available above, you consider those guys, and then we go to Brandon Clark, we go to Quentin Jackson for the Pacers, Lindy Waters, Keon Ellis, Kevin Porter Jr., who you could easily bump higher than this. He just has a lot of deficiencies like defensive stats and both percentages, and Josh Green is there as well. For Yahoo points, we're using 40% rostered as a cutoff there. We start with Peyton Watson, Moussa Diabate, Mr. Black, BJ Boston, Najee Marshall, and Goga Badadze. Even if Wendell is back, I think he's worth considering. And then finally, for ESPN points leagues, it's basically the same guys. It's Watson, it's Diabate, it's Campaign, it's Anthony Black, it's Najee Marshall, and it is Goga Badadze. And that is a look ahead to Monday's action in the NBA. I think we might have snuck it in under the 30 minutes. If not, it was really close. Don't forget to double bang and thumbs up, and let's hit the comments and let's get the subs going as well. And remember to have a good day. Good luck with your fantasy matchup. Good luck to the start of week 6, but also just know that you've done something good, right? Just celebrate the good. Try and push past the bad. Acknowledge good. Don't feed the bad, whether that's internally or externally. It's works for me. I'm still working on it. We're all a work in progress. Still working on it. It's good for me. Someone's proud of you. We're done here, guys. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.